time I finally used this old abandoned script. Yeah, I made this in, summer of last year, but never used it, so here we go. And it was either this script or Godzilla moveset for Super Smash Bros. Anyways, back to my theme park roots.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
What's up, visitors, and welcome to Discovery Park Studios. I am Tank, your tour guide, and welcome to Avengers Campus. As the forces of villains rise, the Avengers must seek out new recruits around the world to train and prepare to become the next generation of superheroes. Starting our grand tour off, we head to the first campus located on the west coast of the United States in Disney's California Adventure. This West Coast Avenger Station will open on June 4th, 2021, and hopefully by then Disneyland's phased reopening would have been taken into complete effect, so by opening, non-Californian residents may be able to visit the park, but I wouldn't hold my breath for that yet. Now that we have that info aside, let's hop directly into the Avengers Campus. Starting off, the main attraction of California's Avengers Campus is Web Slingers, a SpiderMan Adventure. Some people can point out the use of Spider-Man for a Disney theme park attraction is a bit unoriginal when Universal's Islands of Adventure already has a Spider-Man attraction, but a response to that is point A and point B. I know, that's scary. A. It is Spider-Man. He is Marvel's largest hero. It is fine for him to be in multiple attractions. And B. Unlike Universal's take on the Spider-Man ride, Disney Imagineers are focusing more on the interactive elements with Spider-Man instead of a thrill ride. But no disrespect to Universal though, they did a great job. Tom Holland returns as Spider-Man as the host of the Worldwide Engineering Brigade, also known as WEB. WEB has a technological open house to show off their latest technology, the SpiderBot. Now I don't even know what these things could do to quote-unquote help. Like, these things won't feed the poor, stop pollution, or erase whatever the heck the Beauty and the Beast sing-along was. And going off by the blueprints of the ride found by outside ears, the queue will take guests through the open house, possibly displaying different technologies designed by Webb before entering the pre-shows. And I have tried getting as much info from these blueprints as I can, but the problem is I don't understand blueprints all that much. But anyways, the pre-show will set up the story of Web Slingers. Spider-Man is showing off Webb's latest technology, which is the previously mentioned SpiderBots. This pre-show first seemed to be using an animatronic, but recent information shows that it will be using multi-layered screen effects for this pre-show. Oh, and Peter Parker's secret identity seems to be public in this continuity of the ride, as Peter Parker is the head of the Worldwide Engineering Brigade, and the footage which has been shown to us shows Peter Parker in web wear and not in his Spider-Man suit. Before going further, I'd like to mention that Disney Imagineers have made the decision that Avengers Campus won't be set in a set point in the timeline of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now I think that this is a pretty good idea, as it allows the land to not only be more timeless, but also allow it to feature characters without worry of breaking the continuity, because here, continuity is irrelevant, which is further shown in Phase 2 of California Adventure's Marvel Land, but we'll get to that soon. After going through more queue lines, we have the ride experience. The ride vehicles are web transport vehicles guests travel in to help Spider-Man catch the rogue SpiderBots. Mixing together augmented reality and hand-tracking systems, riders will be able to swing webs like Spider-Man. This ride has a more shooter ride emphasis with a Toy Story Midway Mania-like layout. The vehicles move from scene to scene with what could be some physical sets between shooting sequences. Similar to Midway Mania, Web Slingers will use screens for the shooting sequences, but here is where the ride gets good. AR and hand tracking systems. Instead of 3D glasses, guests will wear AR glasses, which project added effects during the experience and might allow you to see things like your score and stuff like that. Instead of using mounted turrets, Imagineers have designed new hand tracking systems which track your hand movements for added immersion. In order to whip Spider-Man webs, you have to literally whip your hands out for it to happen. And an added bonus is that if you yell whip every time you do it, everybody else in the ride vehicle will give you a weird glance, as there are rumors going around that state the ride will travel throughout the campus during the SpiderBot invasion. Instead of staying inside of the web facility, you travel throughout tunnels and sort of explore parts of the land. Is that possible? Likely. But to add on to it even more, other superheroes could appear in this ride too, like Steve Rogers and Black Widow. But don't take my word for it, that is really just a rumor thus far. And that is the ride. Easily it is Disney's most immersive ride in the works, as Disney Imagineers have done it again. They took a popular ride, removed a speed bump with it, and did it better. The Web Open House will feature a gift shop where guests can buy spider bots and other Marvel-related merchandise. A few months back, some people managed to buy some of these, and they look pretty cool. It turns out if you buy multiple, you can have them fight, and yeah, this is actually pretty neat. And there also are different variants of the spider bots based on colors and designs from other Marvel superheroes. There's the basic Spider-Man, Black Widow, Ant-Man, Wasp, Black Panther, and Iron Man. And I think we can expect to see more pictures of these variants for ones like Hulk, Cap, and Thor come out over the next few weeks. Also, we'll be able to buy a backpack holder for it. Okay, now where's the self-destruct button? Another cool thing which Imagineers created for the Spider-Man ride is what they call a stunt-matronic or whatever. I keep forgetting on how to say it. This is an animatronic designed for stunts, and what we have seen of it so far is just really cool. When the animatronic is launched into the air, it tracks its motion in real time and does all of the stunts and all this other calculations while doing all this crazy stuff. This will be used at Avengers Campus above the Web facility for Spider-Man swings. We don't know how often this will happen in a day, but we know that when it happens, it'll look cool. Oh, and it won't be doing the thing over guest areas just in case if something goes wrong and it falls onto the path yet. You kind of don't want a flying Spider-Man to hit a kid in the park. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. And there's some speculation online that's saying that this Spider-Man swing thing might be in effect for when Spider-Man swings across the campus and down onto the ground for a meet and greet, which has already been found and, is happening. Are you hungry? Good, because I'm not. Robots don't have digestive systems. Then let's go to the Pym Test Kitchen, which is a diner where you can eat both the big end and the small end of foods. The not-so-little chicken sandwich is an extremely large chicken sandwich, but instead of growing the whole thing, the only big end piece is the fried chicken. The rest of the sandwich is normal-sized. That is going to be a nightmare to eat. The PB Superb sandwich is a peanut butter sandwich, but with bacon. And this wouldn't be a Disney park without embiggened churros. Wait, there aren't any embiggened churros. But there are big pretzels, so sort of big win, I guess. Other foods included are large candy bars, a giant meatball with spaghetti, a quantum pretzel, whatever the heck that means, and something called the Pimini, which is like some sort of sandwich which can be ordered at normal size or extremely large size. One of the drinks in the Pym Test Kitchen is the Pingo Dos soda, which is a reference to the Incredible Hulk film. It was the name of the soda factory Bruce Banner worked in the film. Now, the Pym Test Kitchen does offer alcoholic beverages, so we do not know if children will be allowed to enter, but come on, giant pretzels. They have to let us kids in. But yeah, they have 8 total alcoholic drinks, and apparently Disney Imagineers worked on a reverse draft system where the cups fill out from the bottom up, similar to how Thor's cup of beer filled itself back up in Thor Ragnarok. I have no idea what that means. We'll just see how that goes. Outside of the Pym Test Kitchen, there will be a seating area where guests can enjoy the devastating effects of daytime in California. And next to the seating area, there will be a shawarma stand. In true Avengers style, after finishing a mission, you can go and have some shawarma. The Ancient Sanctum is the remains of an ancient mystical building under the Mystic Arts. At day, it looks like a normal destroyed structure which everybody was too lazy to clean up, but at night, it glows in color, and it looks pretty beautiful. This ancient structure holds a Mystic Arts training program where guests are invited to be taught in the ways of the Mystic Arts by Doctor Strange. We hardly know anything about this, but my best guess is that it is similar to the Jedi Training Academy, but with more special effects for when a spell casts and all. This sounds like a really fun experience, and I cannot wait to see it. To end off the West Coast Avengers Campus, we have the Avengers Headquarters, which is the foundation for Phase 2 of the land. On June 4th, it is just a headquarters station with a Quinjet. But when Phase 2 comes around, boom! You looking for this? Big boy building. The expansion will add a true e-ticket to the land with a currently untitled ride. After training at the campus, guests are recruited by the Avengers to go on a mission to Wakanda to help save the day. Not to be a comic book nerd or anything, but look, those robo-bugs, they kind of remind me of a nihilist because, bug face. Bug. 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 You see where I'm coming from? Now, not much is known about this ride, but speculation has led me to believe that this could be another one of Disney's multi-experience rides on the scale of Rise of the Resistance. While guests travel to Wakanda, they will ride in a Quinjet, which I think could be used for a small sequence similar to the Resistance transport sequence from Rise of the Resistance. And the rest of the ride will include a massive Avengers battle in Wakanda with a ton of characters. However, we do not know a lot about this ride, like what these ride vehicles could be, so boom, speculation pool. On a basic level, we could see the ride system used in this be similar to the one in Flight of the Banshee from Pandora. This ride system used can be changed to fit this flying jet seat. We will just see what Disney Imagineering comes up for this ride. And yeah, we do not know when this is coming out. Heck, we didn't have a date before all these delays happened. At least we know we'll be getting it sometime, and most likely it's 4 years away, so yay! And that is it for the Californian headquarters of Avengers Campus. Now, there are 2 other Avengers campuses coming too. The next one is at the Disneyland Paris Resort in the Walt Disney Studios Park. Replacing the area which the Rock and Roller Coaster ride was in, Avengers Campus here will feature Web Slingers, the Pym Test Kitchen, and the Ancient Sanctorum, which we have already talked about. But the campus includes one thing we haven't talked about yet. Man Jukebox is the name of the new coaster replacing Rock and Roller Coaster. This land is supposed to be open in 2021, but we do not have any news on delays, so we have no idea. We do not know the story of Man Jukebox, but we have seen the new coaster carts for this ride, and it looks pretty neat. I'm hoping that the ride will include some classic AC/DC for the ride, because you cannot have Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man without some Back in Black. Then there's the final Avengers Campus at Hong Kong Disneyland. And, well, the rides here have been open for a few years. The Iron Man Experience and Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle. And they weren't that great, to be honest. I can rant about how awful I think those 2 rides are, but it's kind of pointless. Hong Kong Disneyland's Marvel Land was completely downsized, but there is a chance that the untitled e-ticket from California will be ported there, but that's just speculation. And that is Avengers Campus. In California, opens on June 4th to Californian residents with a fully public opening on hold, hopefully soon. It is open in Hong Kong, which is running at limited capacity, and then Paris might open later this year, if not next year. An interactive Spider-Man ride, Ant-Man Diner, Doctor Strange show, Iron Man coaster with an Avengers e-ticket in the works. I, for one, cannot wait to experience this, as I'm just a pretty large Marvel fan, and now that we're finally getting a Marvel Land, boy, it excites me.